Welcome everybody to season 2 of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. So as we can see in our previous season, we failed with the heating plant, hooking it up and getting heat to our citizens. So by the time winter is going to hit in a little bit of time, everyone's going to kind of perish. So we had to restart. So we're going on to season 2. But that is pretty exciting for me because I did learn a lot through season 1. I learned what kind of not to do and to start a little bit smaller and to kind of build up as we go. I was also watching a YouTuber, I believe you pronounce his name Beta Joe, and he does everything really well. So I was kind of taking some inspiration from him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to implement a little bit what he does and kind of just expand and grow bigger as we go and not try to just hit the 2,000 citizens right away. We'll start small, get an export up, get into our first industry a little bit quicker, and potentially not have to take out 1.8 million in debt by 3 years into the game. And also we'll probably leave the game running a lot faster than what we did previously. So there was a recommendation that we take a look at the DLC maps for this season of Workers and Resources, but the map that I kind of was thinking that it would be interesting to go on to was the Siberian map, but it seems to be a pretty big challenge. There's not a lot of flat land around. It is very hilly, so you'd have to flatten out a lot of land, but there is a lot of forestry, so it is good for the forestry industry. But I think adding another level of challenge for me at this point is probably not the best. I think we should try to look to get through a successful season, and I think a season would probably be about 50 episodes, and we kind of see where we get in those 50 episodes. It might be longer, but I kind of want to aim for that 50 mark threshold, because as we grow the channel and the community that we have, I want people to also be able to join in part way and not feel that they're kind of not included in the process of it. So I think 50 is a good number as we grow, and then maybe the seasons can get longer. I just don't want to get up to the point where we have like 200 episodes and people are kind of lost on where to go, and maybe it's a little bit of a more tedious, because in this game I heard the frame rate can get pretty low when you get to a certain population. So what I think we're going to do for this season of Workers and Resources is we're going to do another random map. We're going to do realistic. Everything's going to be the same as season 1. I'm going to leave lock start according to year, so I'm just going to have them so they never expire, just to remove that extra level of difficulty for us. And then the year of start will still be the 1960 timeline. So everything's going to be pretty much the same. I think I'm going to bump up the number of lakes and the number of hills. I'm going to bump them up to both 0.4. Terrain height, I think I'm going to push this all the way up. I do like the mountains and everything like that, but on the Siberian map it was too much. It was crazy. I am going to bump this up to last time it was 1.25. I'm going to bump it up to 1.4, and then forest and mountain I'm also going to bump it up to 1.4. I'll leave the rivers the same, just with 2 rivers. I'm going to tell it to not build anything. So let's get loaded in. Let's see what we get. We might have to do a reroll like we did in season 1 if we're not liking what we have. So I'm going to get myself loaded in. I'm going to take a quick look at the map, and if it's something great, then we'll stay on it. If not, we'll do a reroll. This is my second roll. The first roll that I had, I didn't like the amount of lakes that there were, so I actually toned that back by a fair bit. I went to 0.32. But after doing the second roll, I do really like this map. I think this is going to be the map for season 2. I kind of like how the border house that we have here is close to a lake. It's also close to the river, which the river, I know we're far away from the NATO power, but this river actually leads all the way to a NATO crossing. So we could actually do some stuff with this river. I think it's going to be a great river. We're going to not start by the NATO power, but I think that's all right. We will start with border houses on both sides of the border, and I will be doing what I mentioned previously is I'm going to be starting a lot smaller. I'm going to start where I'm not kind of over expanding super quickly. I'm looking just to have more of a probably 500 citizens, little small town that's able to do a lot. And we're not going to make the same mistake we did with the gravel as last game, where we had the just the small gravel plant down on season 1. It didn't really do good for us. It was kind of hard to keep everything juggled and going back and forth. So we're definitely are going to look into doing the bigger gravel. It's definitely going to help out a lot more to making sure that we always have gravel in, because this one, I believe it's 2 excavators can be on it at a single time parking spot, so 3 excavators, and they'll just directly load it onto the conveyor belt, and then the conveyor belt will send it to processing. We don't have to have a truck doing it, which is definitely a lot nicer. And as well as that, I'm going to be having our initial like town, just a very small, like almost like a hamlet style is probably going to be very close to the border, so that nothing really has to be exported far, and then we can at least get some things researched and a little bit more underway than what we had last episode. And with that all being said, I don't think there's really any better time than just getting underway. This kind of was the same situation I felt like I was in season 1 only, what was it, about 8 days ago, I believe, where it's like, okay, plan everything out, don't get in the way of everything, and make things a little more spacious. It feels like that all over again, where I'm like, where do I get started? So I think the best way to kind of get underway is, I know there's a good gravel source over here, so I think I would like to run a road that leads its way to this gravel source, so at least we can have some gravel export. And we're gonna have to set up a large one. So this is definitely, the lake that is generated here is not the most ideal lake that you could ever have. And then the next gravel is up here, which, I mean, I feel like it's almost the same distance. So and then there's another one out here, actually maybe even this one. Well, it's on a hill, so I'd have to flatten. Thinking maybe that would be better, but this one's pretty much ready to go. And also it is right by the river, which is nice. So eventually future, we could have it planned that the gravel can actually set out to boats, so that we can run it along the river in case we have any other larger settlements. Maybe even use this peninsula and do something. Maybe we can even lower the land so these 2 lakes go together. That would be kind of interesting. So that being said, I think what I'm going to do is start planning out just at least the small part of the town, and then we'll pretty much just leave the game running. I don't want to do what we did last time, where the game wasn't running. We had a lot of downtime, a lot of pause. So pretty much it's once we get going, it's going to get going, and hopefully get going fast. So one thing that I will want to do is I'm going to want to have a roundabout in here, because then this road, I think, will pretty much just shoot right off to the gravel, get about a 95. So I think that'll just shoot off to the gravel. Then what I want here, we'll actually bring these out. I want these to hit into a roundabout as the little town. I think I'm just going to place it here and then have a row that bypasses. So this whole area will be designated to the town that we're going to start. So I need to do a small little roundabout. I'll probably do 175. 174 is fine. I think that is good. Move it back a little bit so we can round it out, just like so. And then we will run the road into it. Like so, perfect. Get rid of, I already feel so much more confident about this playthrough, just because like we went through a lot of the trials and the struggles and not really knowing what we were doing. And now I feel definitely a lot more confident in what I need to do, because I know like, I know I have a really good community that watches these videos. That we put the poll out there, and I asked, is it all right if we need to restart? And it wasn't something I was even planning on wanting to restart. It was just one of those things where it kind of just happened due to the fact that that heating plant wasn't set up properly, and it was just kind of like, oh man, like we need to restart. So I have a great community, so I'm a lot more confident now. And as well as the mistakes I made early, I feel now that I'm not probably going to make the same mistake twice. If the same mistake does happen twice, though, I know it will be all right. We'll work through it. So it'll be great. I'm not too worried. I have a lot more confidence in. No, I know now to start small, and you can always work your way up. It's a little easier to work your way up than trying to work your way down. And especially when you have citizens involved, you don't want them to die. It's pretty costly, right? So a lot more confident this season. So we'll just get the. I actually like that as a roundabout. I think I'm gonna leave that, and then we'll just connect this up. So we're running this road out for the future plans of incorporating gravel to come in, but I also want them to be able to bypass this. And I really think another great area to start the construction and the distribution offices might honestly actually be within here. But now that I'm thinking about it, might not be great. I think it might actually be better to run it off of here. Let's just check. So we're running into a mountain there, but if we do, I actually really do like it as just kind of the starting spot to at least get us fuel, get us our distribution up and running, get us our storage up and running. There was a mention that why store bricks and why store boards when they can just go to the custom cells themselves. I will give that a go, actually, when we start this season. I'm going to give that a go, not putting down boards, planks, and I believe the last one was board, planks, not steel, because steel is pretty expensive. We should probably start storing that up early. Board, planks, and bricks. That's the one. No, because boards are the same. Let's check. Because apparently I can't remember what the 4 were that I wanted. So if we go open storage, it is prefab panels. Prefab panels, bricks, and boards. I think those are the ones that we're going to not store. We'll just store steel, and we'll kind of see how that goes. Which I trust. I trust it's going to work great. So let's get our construction offices down. So I think what I want to do is I want to have at least the storage closer to the exit so that they're not congesting on each other. And I will want it to have its own little run so that they're not piling up on each other as well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it pretty far back. It is going to be a little bit of extra time for them to go that far back, but I think this will alleviate as much stress as we were having in our previous season with everyone kind of just sitting on top of each other. So we'll set this just to steel. I'm not going to try to do that name. And we're going to name our first town will be what was season 1's town name with Bravoslav. So we're just going to name this just because it's temporary as well. We're just going to name it Steel Storage. And we'll save that. So that's our steel storage. And then we're also going to need to get up construction offices. I'm not too worried about these because the construction offices really didn't seem to cause much congestion because the trucks would just kind of go out and we wouldn't have to necessarily worry how they were getting out because they would just get out and then they would do their thing. So I think we'll do that. I think we'll start with 4 and then I'll also work with the distribution offices to a lot of this first episode is going to be talking through kind of what we did already and just short planning. So probably nothing's going to be built this episode and potentially we won't even unpause the episode. But trust me, once this episode gets underway or the season gets underway, things will start to speed up very significantly. So make sure that having our planning good so that when we eventually get to the point where we're flying and we're up and running, things are set correctly. So just making sure that we don't make the same mistakes as last time, as well as the fuel. I want the fuel to be far away as well in case there is a pile up. Normally they don't really pile up because they do tend to fill fast, but just in case, I don't want to have anything like that happening. All right, so we'll keep expanding this out this direction. I don't want it to go super far. I think probably there is ideal. Does that look straight? Yeah, straight enough. All right, so this is kind of running almost through the heart of where I want the city, or not the city, there's just a small little town to go. What I think I might actually do is I might just start the town, because these, another thing we have to watch out for, because we need to run our sewage, and I think what I might do is I think this might be my sewage drop zone, where they were just going to export it all, because this is 0. So it would be a downfall, and then this is 12. So we could... The only issue is we are next to 2 lakes, so they do dip down quickly. We're actually by a lot of lakes until we go more inland, which is fine. Like over here, we're 15, and we can do a lot. So what I think actually is going to need to happen is this road I might have curve in more. Actually, maybe I might cut it back to here. I think I might do is cut it back here, and then I'm going to run it around like so, just because I want it to be more to this big mountain, because I want this to be more of a bypass than running straight through. Now this gives me more room to build, while this still has the option to continue around and out. Right, because then we can build a little more over there. We have another massive lake to work with, and now we can actually do the runoff more properly instead of getting confused. So the one thing I wanted to do was discuss what is our first industry going to be, because the previous season we made a massive mistake by not having any exports at any given time. And also the comment, I can't remember your name right now, but the comment that mentioned, hey, it's not cheating. Yes, you can use it where you can take the coal, the oil, and you can kind of see where everything is on the map. I liked your idea of not doing that and kind of not cheating until I get the geolocating mapping done. So I'm not even sure. I'm not gonna do it where I know where the oil is and I know where the coal is without actually researching it and taking the time to do that. I am just going to wait until I have it. And I think it's going to add a little extra level to the game that we didn't have in the previous season, even though we failed so drastically so quick. So what I wanted to take a look at is what can we actually export early that we know is around. And always it seems to me that the best, because we know where it is gravel, and we can sell it for $7 or 7 rubles a ton. Which is pretty good for early on. At least you're getting some exports going, and then eventually once we find oil, we can really start pushing some exports out. But I think the best, because like wood here, wood you can sell for 8.53, but you do need to wait for the trees to grow back. But you can actually also produce it into boards, which you could sell for 12.21. So even looking at doing wood, like a wood cutting post, it doesn't really require much of anything to get up and operational, and it only requires 10 workers, and it produces 6.3 tons of wood, and it has a pretty wide range of where it can actually go to gather wood. And we can always look to replant how many trees are around. Like if we look up here, like it has a lot of trees it can tackle. Because we could also place it here. That has quality of source 65. And I don't know, maybe somebody in the comments, just leave it below. If you replant the trees, does it also calculate into the amount that is going to be there, or does it not? Because this could just be a temporary thing that we have, where we're cutting wood into planks, into boards, and then those boards are being exported. Because I'm not too sure if I want to do clothing. It takes rather a large workforce, but it does export for well. But if you have crops, it does a lot better. If you can make your own chemicals, it does a lot better. So I think I'm just not going to worry about that. I think our industry is either going to be wood and planks, boards, or gravel. So if we take a look, no matter which one we're going to do, so maximum number of workers is 10. The sawmill is 20, so that's 30. So we're going to need about 90 workers just to as I read somewhere, and I'm not sure exactly if it's true or not. What I read is you're going to need about 90 workers. You're going to need about 3 times what is actually required, just because of the way that the shifts work. So this would mean that we're going to need about 90. Where obviously the fabric factory is 300, and then 88, 6, 20, 240, right? That's a significantly larger workforce. And then if we look at the gravel quarry, it does say it needs 100 workers. But again, if we have just excavators doing it, we don't need workers present. The only thing we need workers present for is to actually process it. And that only requires 15. So 15, 30, 45 workers. I mean, that's pretty easy to do. So what I am thinking is, and actually, how much can we get out of this source? Can we fill this up to at least 90? No, so looks like the max we can get is about 83. But over here we can get about 90. I saw 99. Oh, yeah, we can get 99. So that might be... Wait, can we not get 99 when it's this way? No, we surely should be. It's not changing the floor print, right? Yeah, so we can get 99. So that's what I think I might do, because 99 is a good quality instead of just trying to mess around with that. So I think, and I hope this won't bite us, because again, every little mistake becomes just a massive mistake. So I think the best, the quickest, not the most money we can ever get, but it's a good start. It's $8 to export it is wood. And what I am going to do is I am going just to place more trees around and hope that it works. And we only need 10 workers, so we only need 30. I mean, it's a great startup industry. So garbage production per worker. So we need some garbage. We need waste collection. We need power. They do use quite a bit. They use 7.2 megawatt hours. Max wattage circuit breakers 119. Daily water consumption. So they need water. Stations for vehicle loading and unloading. Parking spot for vehicles. Okay, so this can come in, and I believe the vehicle that does it is the field tree capacity, and it can take, yes, it can take wood, and it can load vehicles up to 9 tons. Okay, so yeah, if we get these can export the boards out, or the wood, and then eventually hopefully we can make planks out of it. So we're getting more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it right in here. This is going to be our first industry. We're getting it down nice and early, because I do not want to run into an issue again where we do not have enough industry. Actually, wow, way out there is a lot. So we're going to place it right down here. I am really hoping that this is a good idea. I mean, if it's not, it costs us 1.5 tons of steel. It costs us more asphalt and gravel, but that's not super expensive, so I'm not too worried. So we'll place this down. Actually, I want to place it down this way, and I'm going to have from the roundabout another road coming so they can take that. But I also am going to have so the roundabout will come out this way. But I'm also going to have just kind of like a cheater road so that we can also come in this way. So I'll place that there. Looks like it's getting us about 65. So then we'll run another road like this, and then we'll wrap it around like so, and then we'll connect up. Yes, perfect. Okay, and then this road can now run alongside. So that's another road out. I know it's kind of cutting into the trees that are placed. I think that should be fine. Yeah, because what happened? I don't even know if this cost me money. I was never told previously if planting trees would cost us money. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to place these around. I have no idea if that's going to cost us. It doesn't look like it is. So that's great. And does this increase... Did I just increase the quality? Looks like by a little bit. Yeah, because right now it's all being used. And I don't know if this is going to increase... Once they grow up, will it increase what can be harvested, right? I'm not too sure. I think we just planted poplar, so maybe we'll plant some beech. Okay. All right, let's see if that works. I don't know if this industry is good either. I'm just kind of almost winging it. So we want that road, and I want to try to minimalize as much as I'm taking away. So I think this road is going to have to come out through here. So what I'm actually going to do is I want them to be able to move pretty quickly. I'll do this, and then we're going to do that and that, and then we'll delete the middle piece. Wasn't hoping that it would do that. That's okay. Okay, and then I'm not going to add the board cutting in here. I think if we do add board cutting, I'll add it closer to the customs house, just so we're not taking away more from the blueprint of the boards. Correct. I want to see if we can have as much as possible. So actually, I'm not going to add in that secondary road. I think this will be the road in, and there'll be a road out. It'll be the same road in and the same road out. So perfect. So this will be, it's not set up yet, right? We do have to get our construction offices set up, but this will be our first export. We can then get gravel set up. We'll do a larger scale gravel venture. But now we also need to focus on, okay, where are the citizens going to go? Well, or the citizens can go anywhere. These, this place needs power, right? So I think what I'm going to do... What is this store? I never did check. What is the storage capacity? Open space storage. You can store 50 tons of wood, and you can store 6.5 tons of mixed waste. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to build like a warehouse or anything. Like I'm just going to pretty much set this up with the water it needs. It needs water or electrical connections. It needs water, and it needs sewage. And it also needs a place where we can send workers. And I wonder if we take from here, we go to there, and then here, so that's 214. So we would probably need to set up a pedestrian walkway that's gravel to be able to get to this board cutter. So what I think we're actually going to do is I'm going to come in here and remove this. I know we just placed it, and I wanted to avoid the many trees as we took out. Then we'll do is measure from the front. Actually, where do we have... Yeah, so they have to go in through the front. Okay, so if we measure from the front out to here, and then over to say about here, that's 131. So we can do that. So we'll grab the bus stop, just the free one, just the nice cheap free. And we will set it up, I think, right here. And then we'll demolish that, demolish this, and then we'll set it, oh, missed a piece. We'll set it to run into the building like so. Okay, so now they can walk. We need electrical, we need water, and then we need sewage. So I think another thing we should do before that is I should set up, where do I want the water purification to happen? And then where do I want the sewage to go, so I can look up to setting, so I can look to set, where do I want my switches located, so that I'm not running into an issue like last time where we didn't have enough piping connections to really run everything around where we wanted. So I really do think that the best place for us to set up is going to be kind of within this footprint here. So I want to stay away from going on this side of the road. So I'm going to kind of set everything up in this blueprint just to allow for the slopage down. So we can probably go to this white line and we can still have good slope going. So we're going to set up this smaller town within here. And what I want to do is I'm going to set this up so that they can also come across the road. And I'm going to go from here and I'm going to pretty much make this almost like a roundabout, but it's a square roundabout. So it's not really a roundabout at all, but at least this will allow them to get themselves, it's almost like a diamond really. So they'll come in, they can go around and through, or they can go to the for the lodging, the woodcutters. There you go. All right, so this will come directly in. And actually, I think what I might do is set this up to be the bus stop. And then we can always expand out this way and they can go closer and closer to the water. Which if that's the case, and this lake's not gonna be inhabited, then what I might actually do is allow myself to expand all in through here, but this would be where we would put the sewage, if that's the case. And then we could also set up the heating plant somewhere around here that just can heat into the city. Yeah, so I think that's actually might be the better idea, and then this could just be like a smaller beach. So okay, perfect. So what we're gonna need is, I don't know if we want the bus stop so close, because we could probably put some houses in here, and then if we put the bus stop in here, we could have shopping and everything in here, which then if they can't reach direct, they can at least go to the bus stop and then make a hop, and then we can also do it on this side as well. So I think that sounds like a better plan. So we'll wrap it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about 18 to there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the bus platform. I want to do the same thing that we did last time, and I'm going to actually name this Gary Station again. I really liked the suggestion, and I wanted to put the names. So I think what we're still gonna do is do the 600, because I think I want about 500 workers. So the 600 platform, or actually the 500 might even work better. I only want 500 citizens here to start off with, and then we'll kind of slowly work our way up. So I think the 500 would be fine. Oh, but this is significantly a lot more. Is it due to the fact that it has covers? Yeah, probably due to the fact that they can be out in the rain a little longer. Well, I think we're going to be using them a lot quicker than what we were previously. So I think that's just the normal bus stop we did with, where it was 1 ton. It was only 1 ton of steel, and then everything else was a bit more, is a lot more affordable for us still. So we will set this up. I think we'll run it. Do I want it on this side, or do I want it on the other side? And I'll just mirror it. Yeah, I think I want it on this side. This side is calling to me. We'll set up on this side. Like, do I want it? How do I want it? I think like so. And then what we can do is you can run this out further. Oh, actually, that's the in and that's the out. Oops. So if we have them... Actually, I think that's still fine. If we have them drive past first, and then they come back. I think that's really fine. It makes it so there's no traffic jams happening. They have to come back. That's not really doing it the way I want to do it. So I will grab from here. No. Okay, so we'll do that. So they will have to come through, and then they can come back around instead of this becoming congested. As I'm saying that, I don't like that idea anymore. Oh, I liked it and I didn't like it. So we'll take that away. We're going to actually do it so if this is in, that's out. Yeah, we're going to do it this way around. We'll do... I'm going to make some space. No, probably not. I was going to leave some space, but then it comes down to the point where if I leave too much space, we might not have enough distance. All right, that's perfect. So then in here, we're going to need to place down the buildings. And again, I only want about 500 because this is going to take about 90. So we'll have a lot of excess left over. So we don't really need to go that big. And then the heating plant, which is the small heating plant, only needs 24. So they don't need a ton either. So a small town of 500 will work. Now that the bus stop is in, and we noticed that on the back side here, we do have pedestrian walkways so that they can walk themselves in. What I want to do is I want a walkway to come past here, because something that I want to have is that the residential areas, they don't have to have any roads, right? They don't have to be set up because everyone that's going to be in them will just be walking to where they need to go. So we really don't need road connections for them to make that walk. We just need ability for them to have walkways. So I'm trying to minimize the amount of walkways that we have, or the amount of roads that we have in this small town. It's going to be more of just definitely transportation, walking, and minimize potentially the amount of traffic jams that are going to arise. Now we need to take a look to see that, so max power consumption is about 13. Hot water tank, so how much they can store, is about 7 meters cubed, and they produce, I want to see how much waste they produce, but it doesn't tell you. So what I'm thinking is if we do stand for small garbage and we do a large one where it's walking, I think they can reach it. What if we did driving? No, I want to do a walking path. So I still believe the trucks themselves, they can drive on the walking paths if it's to pick up something that the citizens' needs have. So I'm going to place that there. And then they can also take this walkway. Oh, I wish that's fine. They'll take this walkway. They can also take that walkway in. So they can kind of make a shortcut if they have to put anything away. And then what we'll set up is these brick flats, because this is 100. So we need about 5 of these to get to the number we need. So I'm going to place one here. So it's right on the entry of the town. I'll do another one, kind of setting up almost like a V shape. Wonder if this one, or if that's not really what I'm looking for there. We do a smaller brick house. Can I rotate it? Yes. Okay. Because I wonder if, yeah, because it's not really, I like the placement of that building. I think what I might do actually is place, can I mirror this? Yeah, but I don't want that. I want this side there. I know this is the back. Like, is there really a back or a front? Yeah, there definitely is. So rotate, and then I want this one to as well go in there like so. So that's going to be about 230, which is great. I think I might actually pull this one out just a little bit. So is this building, just so that it looks like it matches up a little bit better. And then we have kind of a nice courtyard location. Yeah, so we'll do that. That looks better. And then also, I never really understood, so if somebody could send a comment, how, right, the airplane road, gravel square. Oh, wow. Ooh, what did that do? Oh, okay. I figured it out. No need for the comment. That's interesting. Okay, now how do I do it? Can I reset the terrain? Oh boy. Where was I at? Remove decorative. Oh, okay. Okay, I understand now. So if I want, I can make this all into like kind of a gravel pad. That's actually going to look really good. And then what I can do here is I can put a smaller flat. No, I don't want that one. It's about 30. Okay, so I do like the placement of this building because it kind of highlights you're coming into the town. What I want is potentially just some lower quality flats that outline the road. So I'm going to set it so it's 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do that. And I wonder if this is going to be too far for them to walk. It's looking like it might. Let me check, just because if it is, we're going to need a replan. So if we set that there, and I think this, let's just check. We're going to redo the walkways. 194, so they can reach. They can also reach, they can reach, and that big one can reach. Okay, perfect. So currently where they're situated, they can all reach, which is what we needed. And if this only situates these were the low quality flats. 30, 60, so that's about 90. So 90, and then plus the 10, so that was... so that's 100, so we have 200, and I want to put in another one of these bigger ones. I think actually what we'll do, we're going to put this pathway back in. I'm going to, how much do these actually cost, these low ones? Oh, they're very cheap. Okay. We are going to set a few of these homes, because again, these are relatively cheap, and I think that's another thing, is like focusing on a bit more of the cheap stuff and not necessarily the expensive things, and that will help us offset some of the costs that we had early on. I'm going to place this one here just to kind of close off the court that we're kind of making. And then this can go like so and like so. Actually, we will add this one in. Yes, I like that better. And then with that, we can add this one in, and we'll do the first of each. Like so and like so. Perfect. Okay. And they still can all walk. 206. He's the furthest. 202. 194. Perfect. So they can all still walk. And that gives us about 100, 200. This one was about 20. So if we put... Can we add one of these large ones in? Yeah, it kind of wrecks what I'm looking to do here. Alright. Wonder if... Oh, wow, yeah. Because these ones were 30. So if I do 30, and then we can't fit another one, but I think we can fit a small flat. I'll rotate this one around. Do like that. And I'm actually going to delete this one. Add in this small one. I think if we do a small one, I can fit one. Oh no, we can't fit two. No. What if we actually fit that in there? It actually might look better. Let's see. Yeah, the small brick housing. This requires 15 tons opposed to the 6. Oh, I do very much enjoy the 6 tons of bricks instead of the larger quantity. What if we do that? And this one's very square. I do like that. I do kind of like a bit of the space that it's providing for them. So we'll do that. And we'll set it up with a walkway again. Something that we will need to be able to add, well, I think actually everyone can walk to this garbage stand. Yeah, so we don't need to add more garbage. They can all walk there. Perfect. And then this will be easy to set up electricity too. I think what we do need to do is still add a couple more. I haven't really been doing the math well, so maybe somebody can calculate what we roughly have. Do I want to do some more of these low quality flats, or do I want to do like one of these? What if I did this? No, I think actually this cuts down a little bit on travel time. I want to do that, and then we can maybe fit. That's just a little too big. Can we fit a low quality? Yes. Okay. So I think I might fit this one. What if we put this at an angle? Would that look good? We're like picking angles and stuff now. Actually, we do still need to get a kindergarten in here and a school. So maybe, again, I'm not really sure the number we're at. Well, can a school fit in? Can a kindergarten fit in? I don't even think if kindergarten can fit in here. Plus, if they can go to the, bus stop, we can just put the kindergarten elsewhere. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll keep going on with what we were doing. I think we have to place. I do kind of like this, like that. So I'm gonna place that down there. And maybe we can also place another one. Like so. Yeah, I do like that. Okay. So that's what we'll do. And then, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. And then can we hook that one? No. All right. I do like that. And then we can also provide them with a sports complex of some sort. Should we do... This is massive. So do we want to have an all year round facility? 77 tons. Like, that's a lot of bricks. Or do we just want them to be able to have an outdoor experience early on? Then we can figure out getting them a indoor facility once the town becomes a little bit bigger. Actually, maybe. That takes away from a home that we could provide. So I do think over here is probably our best bet. So let's put that here, and then let's grab the walkways and see if we can... Yep, perfect. Okay, and then they should all be in walking distance. Yep, awesome. All right, so that would be... Residential is all in that I think I need. And then we're going to have to set up a shopping center, not a grocery store. It's just a shopping center to begin with. Max amount of visitors is 224, 405. Now, I am not sure on the math on these, but I think probably our best bet is the small shopping center. Small shopping center. Actually, maybe even this one, the smaller one. That might actually be better. This one only has one port in. So we would have to use forklifts to be able to get everything in, opposed to this one, which only requires... Oh, wow, it is actually a significant jump. I didn't realize how much of a jump it was. And that's pretty big. Because what I need is I also need the meat to be able to get stored. And this one was not enough because it only has the one track in. This one has the 2 tracks, but it requires a lot of resources. And this one honestly does what we need. So I might have to have a truck delivering it, but everything else can be pulled from a warehouse. So we'll do that later because we don't fully need it right now. And I wonder if max visitors 60, 120... 12, an alcohol kiosk, so they can just kind of pick up their alcohol. I don't have to like station anybody in it and store things. And I think that actually might be my best bet early on. It's just it's cheap, and I don't think we're going to have a large amount of alcoholism, but I could very much well be wrong. So we'll set up that. We'll just do a alcohol kiosk to start with and kind of see how that goes. We might have to up it, but alcohol is not a crucial factor, I realize, in this game. It just boosts happiness. So it's not like if they don't have it, they're gonna die, right? A cinema would probably good to get, but also an amphitheater could work, or a house of culture. It's definitely a lot cheaper than the 31 tons of steel to do an amphitheater. Again, it's an outdoor activity, so they might complain a little bit if they can't do it. I want to see if there's anything in here that is not crazy amount of snow. It's pretty crazy on the steel. Okay, that is all right. Yeah, we're not going to fool around with that. So residential's built. We're going to probably look to build stores and their amenities in here so they can travel to it. This will be kind of the central area for this stop. So it's all looking good. I am really liking the design we have so far. We have not unpaused the game, but we're very much just planning today. And then tomorrow's episode we'll unpause everything, just kind of how we did in season 1. And we're not going to do all of the planning so that we still have some stuff to do. Like, I will get the construction yard underway and operational and functional and everything moving in. And then when the game is running, we will work on the gravel so that by the time we're pretty much done planning the gravel, this should be majority of the way completed. And then we can also branch out to another task while we're still finishing construction of the town. So we should probably get workers and citizens in a lot quicker than the previous episode or season. So now if we go to the state infrastructure, we do need hospital, fire stations, kindergarten, schools, orphanage, all of that. I think what I want to do, because we can control the amount of citizens that we need in school, and I don't want to have myself regretting how much the deficit would be, but I do like, again, this is very cheap and this gets a little more expensive, but you are doubling its capacity, and this could be a very good spot for when these citizens are, you know, maybe there's less there due to death or whatever it may be. Then we can transform it to an area where the school makes a lot of sense. And also with the school being here, we can also still expand residential further behind it and not have to worry. And then we also already have a waste distribution set up, and everyone can reach. So I think this is the best place for a school. Everyone can still reach, which is great. So that's a good place for the school. The kindergarten is honestly probably the thing that I'm going to need to invest heavily. I think the max amount of children, 180, I think would be our best bet. And we can honestly place it right next to the school in this spot. I'm gonna flip it. Oh, I can't. Oh no, I can. Okay, I'm gonna flip it. Oh, I want it. I think this way. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna place it right here. And then I can connect these up like so, and I'll connect that up, even though it doesn't need to. I'll just connect it. Awesome. Okay, and then yeah, everyone can still access it, which is great, I think. Even if they can't, they can just go to the bus stop. Perfect. So this will handle our workers. And what I'm gonna have to do a little bit off stream is I'm just gonna do some calculations on if we have enough, so that when I come back next episode for workers, if we have enough workers, if we don't, I can come back and I can kind of add some more. So what we're gonna do to finish up the episode today is we'll just add in the electrical, and then electrical, water, and heat, and then we'll kind of set up our construction offices, which then once those are set up and running, we'll unpause the game, and then we'll look to set up our heating plant. But I first want to get all the infrastructure in and set. So we're going to need an electrical substation. I think honestly setting it up here would be fine, because it reaches everything and we're not going to overload it. And we can't set it up the way that we did it previously. So, and I think everything in here probably does not take over the 1.85 megawatts for the medium voltage wires. I think we can get away with it instead of having to do the 2.35. Because if we take a look, the kindergarten itself, I have to figure it out, took 3 megawatts daily. But I don't believe it takes that much. Also, we're probably going to need to add another waste collection probably in here because I think them all using the same one is just going to fill up so fast. So yeah, I really think that the electrical substation going in here would be enough. We can do the water substation. We mentioned that we're going to dump over there. We have to figure out, I think if we do the water well, small water well here, yeah, because we're not going to expand into here, I don't think. So if we do, yeah, if we do there, that's fine. It's a short travel, and then we just have to figure out, probably set up the treatment here, because I don't think it produces pollution. Do you produce pollution? Does not look like it, but somebody said that the sewage discharge does. So we can't put it close to our citizens. All right. So water substation, we're going to do the well over there, and then probably the treatment probably here. So we can set this up. Flip it. I think if we do like this, that would be perfect. And then do we reach everything that needs it? Yes. Okay. Put it right there. Awesome. Okay. And then the small heat exchange, I am not sure how many homes this can do. And additionally, I don't know where. Oh, I think we actually decided that the heating, I think I'm actually going to do that. I think that looks good right by the football field. I think we're going to do heating over here. So this would be fine. We can just drag it in. Actually, small heating plant. We just do it. We just do it here. Is that far enough away? I don't feel like it is. I want to do it over here. I don't want it, and the wind's gonna blow that way. Yeah, I'm gonna do it over there. I'm gonna have a small heating plant over here. I don't want to make our citizens sick for no reason. And then sewage tank. Again, I'm trying not to overlap. So this is gonna go out this way. This has to go out this way. Electricity is not well, it has to come from over here. So we can probably run like, honestly, we could probably even do it above ground, just and then run it there. So then our sewage is going to run out this way. So if I can find, I think right here would actually be, I think right here would be fine. Do that. And I believe you get everyone. Perfect. Okay. And I think this is also the highest location. Yeah, 12. Well, I can get higher, but 12 is pretty high. So that's fine. That's perfect. All right. So that's electrical in, that's plumbing in, and sewage, and that's heating. And then we said we needed one more waste because I think it's going to create too much traffic jam if they're all going to the exact same waste location. So we'll set up waste gathering, I think here. And those trucks should be, actually, if we set it up here though, can anybody reach? No. If we set it up here, it looks like most people can reach. I'm also tempted to maybe just do this small. So what we could do is put one here. Yeah, we could do one here. And we could also fit one. I want to put a statue in here. Well, if we did... Because currently I think these are missing. Yeah, so let's... I don't know why it doesn't show you, like, the correct walking distance path. So let's set it up. Waste. Let's set it up, actually. Yeah, let's just do it right here. Maybe we could set it up on this side. Does this work? Oh, but then they still can't reach it. That's the whole point, is these people need to be able to reach it. Let's set it up. Let's do it on this side. I think, yeah, everyone that I need it to reach, it should reach. Because the one over here, yeah, you guys can reach it. Now you guys can reach that. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. And then let's set up some monuments. Let's set up ones that are fairly cheap. Don't require a lot. Wait, children's playground. Wait, when was this a thing? I want to set that up right here. I didn't even know that was a thing. Children's playground. Well, now we know. All right, and then this is probably our cheapest for setting up a statue. So we'll probably do one there. We'll do one here. And I think that should be good, because I think that's all of them that are in range. Yeah, okay. Awesome. Well, that looks great. I will be right back. I'm going to check the time that's left on the episode and see if we can do any more. But my hunch is that we have reached the end of Season 2, Episode 1. And my hunch was correct. We have reached the end of Season 2, Episode 1 of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. I am honestly really quite happy with the setup that we have currently going on, with a lot more flow to just the citizens being able to kind of walk around, less roads for congestion. Obviously, we still have to build the market and everything like that, but at least now on the next episode, to start the next episode, I can activate the construction offices that we have, get everything underway. They will have tasks that are assigned to them, so at least they can start doing something while we plan the remainder of the city to go up, and also while we plan to do the gravel and get the boards up and operational. So that will be a lot better for us, and then we'll be up and flying in episode 2. Everything will be unpaused, but at least now we have a fairly strong groundworks, and all that we have to make sure that we do is ensure that everything is actually hooked up before we start to do anything else. So this does wrap up the episode for today. Thank you everyone for tuning in and taking a listen. Please leave in the comments and let me know about the planting your own trees, if that actually has an effect, if they can grow and then they could be utilized for cutting down. And let me know kind of your early thoughts, what you're liking of the new season, if you like the look of the town that's going in for Bravoslav, which that actually reminds, like, oh, is it in this border house's location? It is. Okay, like literally on the corner. That's all right. We can add our own. We can add our own city. Actually, that's what we'll do. The last thing we'll do today is we'll create a city, and we'll name it Bravoslav. Oh, that actually reminds me too. While we're at naming, Gary Station. All right, perfect. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember, if you liked the video, to give it a like, to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see everybody on Season 2, Episode 2 of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic tomorrow. Take care, everyone.